Bibliophiles of the Internet. My name is Adriana and today I'm here with my October book haul. As you may know, I did a birthday book haul / unboxing video last month and I will link that down below, and the books mentioned in that video will not be mentioned in this one. And yet, even though I'm not showing those books in this video today, somehow I still have a crap ton of other books to get through in this video, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. The first book I have to show you is Aristóteles y Dante descubren los secretos del universo a la Benjamin L. Sainz. That felt really good to say. Obviously, this is the Spanish translation of Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe, which, as you know, is one of my favorite books in the entire world, perhaps the most important book I've ever read in my life, and I would love to read it again in Spanish one day, so that's why I got this. Next, I got The Search for Wanda by Tony Terlizzi. From what I understand, this is the first book in a sci-fi middle grade trilogy, and the main character is named Eva 9, and she is on the run from something, and her only clue as to get to where she needs to go is a picture of a robot and the word Wanda. And I don't know what that means, she don't know what that means, but we're gonna find out together. I first heard about this trilogy from Ivan Sona Azra, who I trust with my life. He is amazing and our taste in books is very, very similar, and he is the only person I know who loves middle grade just as much as I do. So if he loves and recommends this trilogy, which he does, then I know it's gonna be great. So naturally, without having read the first book, of course I had to go onto Book Outlet and buy the second book, A Hero for Wanda, just because I'm that confident. But the reason I placed that Book Outlet order in the first place was because of this book, which is The Walls Around Us by Nova Ren Suma. I've been wanting to read this book for so long because I've heard it's an absolutely incredible magical realism story, and magical realism is my favorite. All I know about this is that there is a ballet dancer, a juvenile detention center, and possibly ghosts that are somehow involved, and I'm so excited to read this. And the last thing I got from Book Outlet in a separate order was Cushiel's Dart by Jacqueline Carey. From what I understand, I know this is the first book in an adult, erotic, high fantasy series that stars some queer leading ladies. You heard right. Again, I heard about this book from Ivan Sona Azra because we've been planning a bunch of buddy reads together for like the next half a year or something ludicrous like that, and he and I read Captive Prince and Princess Gambit together, and we had a great time doing that, so we wanted to read more queer erotic fantasy together, which sounds weird, but it's going to be a fantastic time. All I really know is that the world in this story was created by angels, and the main character, Phaedra, has been cursed to find pleasure in pain, so potentially some BDSM things going on in here, and she is also an anonymous courtesan. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but again, I'm so ready for this. Then I picked up a copy of The 100,000 Kingdoms by N.K. Jemisin, which is the first in her Inheritance trilogy. N.K. Jemisin is a female fantasy author of color. She wrote the 5th season, which I will be reading with Ivan in December, and I wanted to get this one as well because it was recommended to me by my lovely friend Sarah, who was also the incredible human who recommended Uprooted by Naomi Novik to me. So yeah, I trust her a lot. The main character of this trilogy is an outcast, and when her mother dies, she is summoned to the City of the Sky. But once she gets there, she's actually named as an heiress to the throne. I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty freaking great. Obviously, y'all know I had my copy of Ancillary Mercy by Anne Leckie pre-ordered a million years ago, and it was finally released in October. As you can see, I have read this book, and it was everything. This third and final book solidified this trilogy as one of my favorites ever in the history of the world. Every single book in this trilogy got a huge 5 out of 5 stars for me, and I just love it to death. I cannot recommend it more. It's an experience you need to read for yourself. I will attempt to talk more about this book in my October wrap-up whenever that happens. Next, I bought The Thing About Jellyfish by Ali Benjamin. I just finished this book last week, and oh my gosh, it is a sensational middle grade novel about grief, processing loss, and trying to make sense of the impossible. It is beautifully written and so moving. I cannot say enough good things. The main character in this story, Susie, has recently lost her ex-best friend Franny, who drowned, and Susie refuses to accept this. She refuses to accept that sometimes things just happen. So she starts investigating alternate reasons as to why Franny might have died, and she sets out to find out what really happened to her friend, and it is perfect. I very highly recommend this one. Then I bought Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. I'll be honest, I only got this book because I wanted to read about gay wizards. And yes, I am that easy to bait into buying a book. I have read this book already. I buddy read this one with Ivan from Sona Azra in October, so you will hear more about my thoughts in my October wrap-up, but I will say that I am not as enamored with this one as everyone else seems to be on BookTube. So what else is new? Then I bought Empire Ascendant by Cameron Hurley, which is the second book to the Mirror Empire. And if you watched my birthday unboxing, then you know I got the first book from Sam from Thoughts on Tomes, and we plan to read it together in December. So yes, this is another case in which I have not yet read the first book, and I bought the second book anyways, because I'm that confident I'm going to freaking love this series. Then I got a belated birthday gift, and that was Bad Feminist by Roxane Gay, and I got this from Rachel at Rachel Reads. And of course, I sent her something as well because we are fellow Libras, and I wanted to show some Libra love for her as well. As many of you know, I read this collection of essays earlier this year, I think in February, and I really enjoyed them. So I'm really happy to have my own copy of this. So thank you so much, Rachel. This is a fantastic choice. And obviously, I would very highly recommend this one as well. Then I finally got a finished copy of Wolf by Wolf by Ryan Groden. As you can see, I have transferred all my tabs from my ARC into this finished copy. I read this one in August and I really enjoyed it, and I can't wait for book 2, which hopefully will come out next year. In case you don't know, this book is an alternate history of World War II in which the Axis powers won the war, and the main character, Yale, is not only a shapeshifter, but she also wants to kill Hitler. So yeah. Plus there's like a motorcycle race to the death involved in this story, so it's pretty cool. Penultimately, I have this huge UK paperback edition of A Little Life by Hanya Yanagihara. Like many people, I first heard about this book months ago from Max at Well Done Books, who read it and loved it and raved about it and took to the internet about it, and it's been on my TBR ever since. Plus it gained a lot of notoriety when it was shortlisted for this year's Man Booker Award, so I really want to read this. Everyone who's read this book has loved this book. They say it's a life changer, they say it's a destroyer of worlds, and I really want to be a part of that. And of course, this October book haul would not be complete if I did not have the illustrated edition of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone by J.K. Rowling with artwork done by Jim Kay. I'm sure you've seen the illustrations inside this book countless times before, and yes, they are gorgeous, and yes, it definitely is worth owning. I cannot wait to sit down with this one and read it cover to cover because it's going to be an incredible and new reading experience. So I know I showed you a lot of books today, but those were all the books I got in October, not including the ones I got in my birthday book haul, which is a little bit scary. But it's okay, because what you don't see is that I often unhaul books as frequently as I haul them, so I'm good. In the comments down below, please let me know if you have read any of the books I showed today, or if you would like to read them in the future. As you can tell, I'm pretty excited about all of them. But that is everything I had for this book haul today. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and I will catch you on the flip side of the page.